You're listening to Down the Drain, a 5-minute weekly podcast that attempts to capture the deeply profound thoughts that come to us in the shower. So if you like to ponder deep thoughts, then join us for some good, clean, intellectual conversation. Come on, grab a bar of soap and hop in. We just might be the perfect little shower companions. But you better hurry before all those thoughts go down the drain. Wait, is that a lump? Ah, great. One more thing to worry about. Now I'll go to the doctor, they'll run 100 tests, and everything will come back normal but me. I must be some kind of medical marvel, because I've survived over 200 forms of cancer and just about every terminal illness known to humankind. And that's all in the past week. Although it can drive you crazy at times, being a hypochondriac does have its advantages. For instance, whenever I go to the doctor, I'm not afraid they're going to tell me something is wrong, because everything already is wrong. And if they tell me I only have 6 more weeks to live, I'll be like, tell me something I don't know, and it'll all be okay. Every single thing we have ever been frightened of in our entire life, and ever will be, is all made up in our head. It's just an innate survival mechanism that helps us anticipate, avoid, and ward off dangerous things. Like if you're in an unfamiliar dark alley and you see someone with a knife, you'll most likely pee your pants, which will be awfully embarrassing when you find out it's just the prep cook from the restaurant you're about to eat at taking the garbage out. And if you're anything like me, you'll be more frightened of the idea that the prep cook is taking the garbage out while prepping your dinner than the possibility of being stabbed to death. It's when it gets out of control that you have to worry. Irrational fears can be difficult ones to temper, and we all have them. It's all just a matter of how we go about talking ourselves off of that ledge. For example, whenever I'm in the shower and I hear footsteps come pounding down the hall, I'm afraid someone is going to come crashing through the door screaming that somebody's been in a horrible accident, or that the slasher is in the house, or that it's the slasher himself coming to claim another helpless victim as there I stand naked in the shower. But thankfully, so far it's only been my wife coming to retrieve something she left in the bathroom. So I have plenty of rational outcomes to convince myself everything is okay, and that nobody is coming to get me. Although, she's been known to be pretty scary. And once I've talked myself out of that fear, I can get back to focusing on my thoughts. That is, until I hear a train in the distance and suddenly I'm reminded of the time when I was little and saw a tornado survivor on TV describing how the tornado sounded like a train coming through their back door. And I question if in fact it is a train, or God forbid, a tornado tearing through the backyard aimed straight for the house as there I stand, naked in the shower. And suddenly my heart starts pounding, such that I become aware of it, and the fear of slashers and tornadoes turns to that of the big one, certain it will strike any time soon, and I'll be found days later, lying there, naked in the shower. It's an all too common fear in high-stress personalities, us hypochondriacal neurotic types, an irrational fear that overcomes me often, and not just in the shower. In fact, just the other day it came over me as I was standing at the urinal in a public bathroom. My heart was racing from running to get to it on account of having waited too long, what with my detest for public anything, let alone bathrooms. And as I became aware of the pounding in my chest, I started telling myself it was the beginning of a heart attack and imagined myself going down face first in the urinal where a good Samaritan trained in cardiopulmonary resuscitation would revive me long enough to see where I am, thus causing an even more violent attack, rendering me unsavable. Leaving the image of myself face down in the urinal as the last remaining thought in my head for all of eternity. Mind grabbing me that towel? Wait, mind washing your hands first? Thanks. Thank you for listening to Down the Drain. Join us in the shower again next week when we attempt to capture more deep thoughts. In the meantime, pay attention to your own thoughts. You never know. One of them might just be a stroke of genius. Maybe even one that saves the world. We certainly could use one. But whatever you do, just make sure you record it before you turn the water off, so it doesn't all go down the drain. Down the Drain was written, produced, and edited by Guy Holland.